Queen Elizabeth II had a sizable net worth when she died on September 8, 2022. For years, there'd been speculation about how the royal family makes their money. They're often spurred on by moments like when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their official exit as senior members of the firm.
We had a small yacht which we had to sell, and I shall probably have to give up polo fairly soon, things like that. Inevitably, if nothing happens, we shall either have to, I don't know, we may have to move into smaller premises, who knows?
At the time, Philip's remarks infuriated the British public, who did not share his view that selling a yacht counts as financial hardship. The royal family's salaries were last in the news in November 2019, when it was reported that Prince Andrew, Queen Elizabeth's second youngest son, would forego his annual payment of around $300,000 after stepping back from public duties for the foreseeable future due to a scandal. So what are the royal family's salaries? How did they get them? And where do they get their money? And how much money do Meghan and Harry make now? Here's what we know, including how much these funds cost the average English taxpayer. The answer, like most things royal, is complicated. The royal family is paid with a combination of public and private funds, on top of inherited wealth, a sizable real estate portfolio, and other assets. Prior to her death, the majority of Queen Elizabeth II's family's annual income and expenses were paid by three sources: the public sovereign grant, the private duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster, and the private duchies of Lancaster. Since 2012, the monarch's official duties and the costs of maintaining the occupied palaces have been covered by the sovereign grant, a government-administered annual lump sum. The British monarchy's official website states that funding for the sovereign grant comes from a percentage of the profits of the Crown estate revenue, which CNN Money defines as a collection of UK properties and farms that generate hundreds of millions of pounds each year. George III first surrendered these lands in 1760 to be managed by the Treasury in the future. The Crown estate technically belongs to the reigning monarch, but as their website clarifies, it is not the monarch's private property. It cannot be sold by the monarch, and revenues from it do not belong to the monarch. It is currently overseen by an independent organization's board. The total sovereign grant amount for the 2018 to 2019 fiscal year was £82.2 million, nearly $106 million in American dollars. However, neither the Queen nor her family received that sum. £32.9 million were allotted for the maintenance of Buckingham Palace, which also covered the royal family's duty-related travel expenses, payroll, other staff costs, and literally keeping the lights on. If the sovereign grant is a sort of expense account, the Privy Purse is the monarch's actual income. The monarch's income comes from the Duchy of Lancaster, a portfolio of land, property, and assets held in trust for the reigning monarch. The Privy Purse received nearly £20 million, about $26 million US, from the Duchy of Lancaster in 2018. While the monarch uses some of this money to cover extra expenses, Elizabeth used some of it to pay her children, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, and Princess Anne, a salary for their extensive schedule of royal engagements around the world. When Prince Andrew retired from public life in 2019, it was unclear whether he was still receiving funds from his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. The private estate, which was founded in 1137, funds the public, charitable, and private activities of the Prince of Wales and his family. It consists of land and properties in 23 English counties, as well as an investment portfolio. According to CNN Money, when Charles was Prince of Wales, he and his wife, Camilla Parker Bowles, received 90% of their income from the Duchy of Cornwall. He paid Prince William and Kate Middleton, and previously Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, from the Duchy of Cornwall's revenue surplus. Charles and Camilla received nearly £22.2 million, approximately 30 million American dollars, in income from the Duchy of Cornwall in the 2019 to 2020 fiscal year, as well as nearly £2 million in funding from the sovereign grant allotted to subsidize their official royal activities. It may surprise you to learn that despite being the richest member of the royal family, the Queen was not a billionaire. According to the annual Sunday Times Rich List, the Queen's net worth fell by £20 million in 2020 compared to the previous year. Her net worth was estimated to be £350 million, or $486 million by the newspaper. In 2019, Forbes estimated the Queen's net worth to be at least $500 million. According to reports, Her Majesty was notoriously frugal. She would have newspapers shredded for horse betting and parcel string reused. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stated in their January 2020 announcement of their intention to step down from royal duties. In September 2020, Newsweek confirmed that Prince Harry was no longer receiving funds from the Duchy of Cornwall. The couple also announced in the same month that they had returned the £2.4 million taken from the sovereign grant, which they had used to renovate their Windsor home, Frogmore Cottage. However, during their interview with Oprah, Harry and Meghan revealed that they had stopped being paid in the first quarter of 2020, which was much earlier than previous discussions about their departure had led them to believe. Harry's half of the inheritance his mother, Princess Diana, left to him, and his brother William after her death in 1997, amounts to around $13 million. While the exact figure is unknown, a February 2020 Forbes report estimated Harry and Meghan's net worth at around $10 million. Since 1992, the Queen has voluntarily paid income tax and capital gains tax. Any income received from the Duchy of Lancaster that does not go to official expenses has also been taxed. She was also subject to value-added tax and voluntarily paid local taxes. In terms of out-of-pocket expenses, the average British taxpayer paid about 65 pence per year in 2018, according to Fast Company, or less than $1. Even with the cost rising by 41% in 2019, the amount that each individual taxpayer doesn't amount to much per year. So what do you think? Are the royal family actually as rich as you thought? Or were you disappointed? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more videos about your favorite wealthy families are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.